What's going on, y'all? Here's another quick video here. Actually, on two different things. Last night I was just up, and I just thought that I would, I don't know, I just kind of got a bug, little itch to kind of just started doing something. So I was like, here, let me attack this wiring harness on the dash. So I stayed up till like 3 o'clock last night. I don't have to work until later on this evening, so I thought I would just knock it out since I was up. So I have this diagram here, and I would definitely highly suggest y'all, if you're restoring a car or thinking about attacking any type of wiring issues or wiring just in general in your car, get one of these, y'all. Looks intimidating, but even when I first got it, I was like, man, that's a lot of wires I gotta track and all that. But the more and more you just kind of start just taking the time to do it, the easier it's gonna be. And actually, it wasn't that difficult. I just kind of just looked over the wiring diagram, you know, and picked one section to start at, and then just kind of made my way from there. And it actually was really, really easy. It tells you exactly where, you know, like this is the bulkhead, and from the bulkhead you have these wires. And if you just follow it, it'll tell you exactly the color, exactly the gauge wire, and exactly where it's supposed to go. So down here is a bunch of wires, and as you can see, like when you first look at it, you'd be like, damn, man, I don't want to go through all that. But actually, like I said, it wasn't that bad. This is actually the wiring harness that I'm gonna use. It's the OEM harness. I thought about getting one from Painless, or an aftermarket one that's, you know, a little bit more up to date and current, but Painless wiring harness just came out with a one for a 70 to 72 Chevelle, and it's $1,000. And so I was like, I don't know about that. So I actually have two harnesses, and so I just thought that I would just use the best of the two. This is actually the dash harness that goes from the dash to the actual firewall where the bulkhead is. And this harness is actually really clean. There's no frays in any wires. That the fuse panel is actually in really, really good condition. They just use the old school glass style fuses. And to be honest, I'm using my OG fuse panel, you know, in my Caprice, and it doesn't have the glass ones. I don't think, if I can remember correctly, but it's the OG harness. And I've always actually only used the regular harness, except for one car I had a Painless harness, but it had already came with it. But I've actually had no issues. So if you just take the time to go through them, make sure all the wires are in good condition, make sure there's no frays, no shorts or anything like that, you should be good to go. So I went through this one last night since I was up, and I just had an itch to do something, and I labeled where every single wire goes. So you can see all these labels on there, where every connector went. There were some that were cut that I didn't know where they went, so I tracked them down, labeled them, and now when I get ready to install it, I'll be set. So there is a wire or a plug that I have to pull from this harness and attach it to this one, and I tracked it down, and it's actually the little plug pigtail that goes to the heater box resistor. So there's a resistor here that sits here that looks like this, and I bought a new one. This is actually the old one, but I bought a new one right there. And so this one did not have that, so I have to take it from that one, tie it into here, and I'll be set. So reason being is one harness was an AC harness, and which I think was this one, and the other one had just no AC. So just a couple different wires were different. But yeah, so all I gotta do is just clean up this speedometer cluster part, and then I'll just be good. So other than that, I did that. Now I gotta do the other harness that goes from the firewall bulkhead part to the engine and all the headlights and stuff up there. So gotta attack that, and that's in another box. Also, one other thing, y'all, as far as my Caprice, I decided that I'm gonna hold off on installing this sunroof here. So if y'all didn't know, this is a panoramic sunroof out of a 2005 Pontiac G6, and my intent was to install it in actually next month. after I got my tax return. However, I think I'm just gonna hold off. Right now, I have too much work with the Chevelle, and my intent was to never actually get a Chevelle and do another whole restoration. And so it's just too much for me to take that to the shop and get it done, because I'm gonna have to take out all the interior on my car myself, so I don't have to leave all my interior at the guy's shop. And he was just gonna do it on the side for me, and it's just gonna be a pain. And I'm running out of room here already, so I don't have anywhere to install it, but or to hold all the interior and just take on another task at this time, since the Chevelle is taking up all my time and all my funds. But so I'm actually gonna put that on hold. You know, it's not a have to, it's just a want, and I think it'll look good once it's in there. But I just decided I'm just gonna hold off. So maybe sometime in the summer or fall, or possibly after, maybe I'll just go another season without a sunroof. No big deal. And plus there's some other things I want to do the Caprice, since I got that Trailblazer SS intake, and I'm gonna have to, you know, spend a little money to buy a fuel pump and a regulator and all that kind of stuff to get the Trailblazer intake installed, and injectors and stuff like that. So that's going to cost me a little bit of money to do that. So I'm just going to chill on that for now. So, but at least I got it. I've been on the hunt for that for a super long time. Finally found one in good working order and in great condition. And so I have it. I can install it whenever. So anyways, that's about it. So again, just attack the wiring harness. I fixed these vents. So these vents were broken, and I fixed them and put them back together, super glued them back together. And I'm just got tape on them so they can just totally dry back together, but they're all working. I painted these all in chrome. Again, these are just the vents for the dash here that's sitting right here. And that came out in really good condition. So my girl actually is going to start silver leafing all this lettering here. So all this lettering that actually originally came in silver, and the outlinings and all that, she's going to do that for me this weekend. Also too, I'm going to get my heater box together, just waiting on a few other parts, another heater core that I had to order, and another heater core cover, the cover that goes on the firewall side that's in the engine. It's the one that the blower motor actually mounts on too. So I had to order another one, at least I think I have to, but I did anyway. My guy Bad Luck Garage, if you guys don't follow Bad Luck Garage, follow him. He's actually doing an LS swap on a Nova, and from what he had researched is a lot of people that were doing the swaps, the passenger side head, or that side of the engine, was actually really close and or hitting the heater hoses on that side of the car. So what he had discovered is you can actually order a cover that mounts on the firewall that actually moves the heater hoses over and away from the engine. So they're made for the big block motors that came in the Chevelles and Novas and things like that. So and then you have to use a different heater core as well. So basically what it does is takes the inlets or outlets or whatever you want to call them for the heater core, and basically swaps it. You basically flip it around, and then they actually come out further away from the engine. So that's what I did, just so I didn't have to have any hassles after installing the motor, and didn't have to, you know, do that later on. And the cover was only $50, and then the heater core is probably the same price as well too. So I did that just for peace of mind, and that way it'll make my installation a little bit easier. So anyways, that's it, y'all. That's all I got going on for the day. I kind of just straightened up this room back here, get some clutter out. Now I'm gonna go chill here again before I gotta go to work. So I will holla at y'all later. Have a blessed day, and we'll talk to y'all soon.